these 6. Wishart, Clark, Kamikamitha, Mawali, Hetherington and Faitaure. Jared Sutton is the referee. Chris Butler is in the bunker. 2 down, 1 to go on this Saturday of round 4 in the 2026 NRL season. Failongo kicks out on the full to start the game. That is a shocker. He kicked that towards the western touchline and it flew about 3 metres long.
Cowboys are going to love that start. That just relieves a lot of pressure from the get-go. They would have been nervous walking out to this onto the fields, but yeah, what a great start from them. Wow.
So a penalty to the Cowboys on halfway, and Jake Clifford kicks for touch, and the locals will be gifted possession and field position for the first set of the game after a penalty with Failongo kicking it out on the full. So Helen Lukey takes the first hit up of the game, and he's tackled for the Cowboys, only 18 from the Storm line. Ball played there to Marnie, who feeds it infield to Tomalolo, and Big JT is up to the 10 and centre field where he's put down there by opposite 10 King. Marnie directs it right for Drinkwater, short ball to Hess. Indeed, out there tonight, he's been off the bench the last couple, but starting tonight as he's tackled by McDonald. Marnie serves it left to Dearden, short ball onto Cotter. Ruben Cotter's got 3 defenders around him, Grant around his ankles to knock him down. Cotter quickly to play the ball. Marty directs it left. Oh, Dearden, should I say Clifford got through one, but is topped by Hughes right on the goal line. That's the last play coming up now. Here is Dearden with a chip to the in-goal area. There's about 6 flying in the pack. Failongo gathers the ball eventually near the dead ball line. The referee blows his whistle and says there was a knock-on from the Cowboys, I think, there. So out to the 20 for a 7 tackle set, Lachlan Coote.
That was a really good set from the Cowboys, I thought. I thought they were playing nice and direct. You can see Drinkwater sitting in behind the ruck there, picking where Failongo picks which side he goes to, but really good attack. Unlucky to not finish up with a try there.
Lockie Coote with you. It's NRL Saturday on ABC Sports. Storm with the ball and 10 metres inside their own half on the run there of Chan. Now out to the right side, up to halfway they go. Harry Grant's coming in there at dummy half. He's going to direct the ball back to left and centre field for Uda Wikamanu to run into attacking territory for the first time for Melbourne. He's cut down 43 metres from the Cowboys line. Grant passes right for Hughes. Jerome Hughes from 42 metres out at a deep bomb, which is caught comfortably by Taulungi about 5 metres from his own line. And the kick return gains 10. He's 15 from that open end of this gorgeous stadium on a lovely Saturday night. The northern end, the Cowboys running to the right of your dial as Purdue has a gain of 10. Stop midway goal line and halfway. Now the run of Braden Burns for the Cowboys. He takes them just beyond the 30. The winger coming in to run down the middle third. Now into the hands of Labert, who's tackled. 10 inside his own territory. Back to the centre third for Tamalolo. Charges into King, who makes first contact. He gets some help from Uda Wikamanu and Liero to complete the tackle. Last play, Cowboys, and Clifford goes on a run. He runs up to the 30, comes to the defence, chips into the in-goal area. It bounces off the padding of the post, and Failongo has to kick it dead. And a goal line dropout coming up for the Storm after Jake Clifford realised there was some space around the marker defence where it should have been, Lachlan Coote, and he nearly made something out of nothing there.
Good vision from Jake there, just to, take his time on that last play. Usually they just want to kick it into corners, but obviously one of the Melbourne Storms rushed it out on him. He took advantage of that.
And a long dropout, 55 metres on the fly. It's caught by Hess, and he'll run it back into the defence and takes the tackle about 38 metres from the Storm's line. Really good conditions. We saw it was a bit soft underfoot for the game last Sunday between the Cowboys and the Titans, but the studs not getting into the surface as much early here as they did last week. Dearden directing things right, gives the ball to Lukey, and Helen Lukey for the Cowboys. 20 in from touch and 15 out when tackled. Pass from Marnie back to left and centre field for Dearden. Nice quick play the ball. Gives it on to Cotter. Cotter is riding the Munster tackle to Deck. Only 5 metres from the Storm's line under the black dot. Marnie serves it right. Drinkwater's pass. He got it away in time. Got crunched afterwards. Went along the deck. Burns picks it up on the wing. And eventually Braden Burns is tackled out there by Tui Malatu Brown. Last play. Drinkwater decides to chip for the goal line. Brilliant mark. Oh, Oh, the Storm have been out MCG'd here in Townsville. 50 metres. 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 50 me Jake Clifford has taken an AFL-style grab hands above his head. That is magnificent. What a take. 5 minutes in, and the Cowboys lead at 4-0.
Cowboys playing really well together here. The spine are connecting really well. Last plays have been great. Just their attacking here is they've got Melbourne on the ropes with nearly every play. What an outstanding finish there from Jake Clifford. But what I'm finding is I think Melbourne are a bit jet lagged here at the moment. There's no pressure on the kickers. Their line speed's slow. Definitely the last plays, Bellamy's going to be very cranky at them with their efforts here.
Laurie Spina, how about those hands? Did you ever go up like that, 2 hands, that style in your day?
I don't know if it was that high, but Jake Clifford, give him credit. I feel sorry for him sometimes. They keep him in the side. When the side doesn't go well, they sort of put him back. He needs a lot of confidence, and I'll tell you what, he's playing so well tonight. He directly ran that football when it was on, and there leaped high with 2 hands, grabbed the try. Gee, the Cowboys are on fire. Beautifully placed kick too, but he was really on the ball, Jake. He's playing some really good football.
Unbelievable start by the Cows, says one texter here, 0467920222. Make sure you send your name as well. Joy texts, g'day to Lachlan Coote. I've been a Cowboys fan since day one. Thank you, Joy.
Hey, Joy.
And a chance for Jake Clifford to add 2 points to his good work. He's kicked 10 of 13 off the kicking tee to start 2026. This is as simple as it gets. Straight in front, 10 metres out, Clifford raises the flags, and North Queensland lead Melbourne early on here. It's the Cowboys 6 leading the Storm 0 on NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. If you've just joined us, Penrith too good for Parramatta, 48-20. Matt Dury going off with a knee injury there as well to make things worse for the Eels. It was after the Knights beat the Dogs 24-16 earlier today. 0467920222 is the number to get in touch. Longo, let's see if he can get this kick off right. He's ready to restart play for the Storm on halfway. Goes to a similar part of the ground, but actually kicks it about 7 or 8 metres in from the touchline. Dearden catches it, gives it to Hess, and the first carry of the new set, Hess has taken 16 metres from the northern in goal area for North Queensland. Marnie gives it off to Tamalolo, who's had a good start to the season. Jason Tamalolo got an offload there, second phase to the left edge. Taulungi puts young Purdue down the left wing, up to halfway, meets the fullback, has a grabber. It ricochets off Longo, regathered by Purdue, and he's tackled, and now the referee comes in and says there was a knock on there.
Wow.
He wanted to play the ball, Lachlan Coote, but the referee, Jared Sutton,
tried to disguise that, didn't he? His little knock on, little fumble there, but great, outstanding start from the Cowboys here. Jason Tamalolo with the offload. They're really using the ball. They're spreading it wide, moving it round, and then creating some great opportunities.
Laurie Spina on the touchline.
Yeah, in the middle. Drinkwater was flying down the middle. I tell you what, if that kick would have got through, I think he would have been under the post. But yeah, that little knock on.
Tom in Lutwich says, that'll do. I hope someone turns off the lights in Townsville before the Storm strike back. Go the Cowboys. That wouldn't be fun. Thanks, Tom. 0467 920222. 6-0 early onto the locals. But the Storm have got the ball now. Moses Leo had a run, and now it's Alec McDonald. Play 2. He's tackled 8 inside Storm territory. Plays the ball to Grant. Directed left shoulder there to King. And big Josh King takes a couple of tacklers into Cowboys territory. Stands in a 3-man tackle. Plays the ball now to Grant. Given to Liero down the middle third. Offload, flick out the back to Grant. Pass to Hughes, who beats one. He got past Clifford, but he couldn't get past the tackle of McIntyre. Hughes to play it for Melbourne, 40 from North Queensland's line. Grant goes on a dummy half scoot. The door closes. He's tackled 31 metres out. Last play. Quick play the ball on blindside right. Give it to Hughes. Hughes with a bomb at the end of the set. Will come down attacking. Right side. It's caught by Warbrick. And he does the job AFL style too. Takes the ball above his head, a couple of metres from the goal line, reaches out and plants it for the answering try for the Storm.
Just really...
You sure it's a Steed and not a Sharon out there tonight, Locky?
Yeah.
Coote, 6-4 kick to come.
I don't know what's happened there. Cowboys would be very disappointed with that, and I think that's where they really let themselves down. When other teams are in their half, just their defence really lets them down. They've had a great start, but there's no real reason why Storm should have scored that try, but great effort from Warbrick there to get up over Taulagi.
Well, he was a junior AFL representative in New Zealand, Laurie Spina, Will Warbrick, so he's got a bit of that in him. And of course, any of those players that play down there, they know how to catch the high ball.
Yeah, we saw him score some beauties last year, didn't we, Q? Up hands, two hands up and catching it like that. But yeah, the Melbourne Storm had a run with those quick play the balls, like you said, and the kick went up. Yeah, they'd be really disappointed with that, the Cowboys.
And now this is one of the interesting parts of the Storm game now that Ryan Pappenhausen's no longer a part of the squad, because when Nick Meaney's injured, they need to find another kicker, and Harry Grant's done a little bit of that. He's had 3 kicks this season, 3 from 3, but this one's a tester. How does he go here? The champion hooker from out on the right wing, right on the touchline to the hoots of the Townsville faithful, 25 metres out. Grant with the right boot. Oh, that is straight over the black dot. No problems whatsoever for Harry Grant.
Never looked like missing.
And it levels the scores. North Queensland 6, Melbourne 6. And we're 9.5 minutes in here, NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. Quentin Hull alongside Lachlan Coote with Laurie Spina down on the touchline. Around the grounds, 2 full-time scores in the Queensland Cup. The Burleigh Bears have beaten the Northern Pride. Bears 26, Pride 18. And Sunshine Coast has beaten the Western Clydesdales in a tight game. Falcons 20, Clydesdales 18. So repeating, Bears 26, Pride 18. Falcons 20, Clydesdales 18. Both of those are full-time scores. First half score, Dolphins 16, lead the Hunters 0. No score in the Super Rugby between the Force and the Chiefs. The AFL between Essendon and North Melbourne's just underway, as now the Cowboys kick the ball and they get it dead on the bounce off the kickoff. No Storm man there to stop that.
Misjudged by Munster here. He thought he might have... Oh, he's left it.
He had a look at it.
He thought it was going dead on the full, but he had a look to catch and then he's left it. It's gone and bounced in the field of play.
If he could have been in front of it and caught it, he would have had his foot over, but he was on the other side of it.
So Fa'alongo's going to have to drop out here. It's a high ball, which travels about 20 on the fly. Leapt at and knocked on by young Tui Malatu Brown, who was jumping there against Burns. Referee blows it up. But, gee, there was about 4 Storm to 2 Cowboys in that area. So Tui Malatu Brown, he had a good play at that, and that wasn't all that well structured up, dare I say it, from the Cowboys on their right side.
Need a bit of escort on those kicks there. Obviously, no escorting on Warbrick on that try. No escorting there either.
G'day to Dion, always great to have your company. Neil texts, maybe the Cowboys should pray for rain. They may still be ahead using the Duckworth-Lewis method. Good on you, Neil. 0467920222. Cowboys with the ball. First run, Tama, low tackle, 12 out centre field. North Queensland on the press. Clifford to the right for Dearden. Drinkwater, quick hands, out to the edge for Burns. Burns bumps away from 2 tacklers and plants the ball in the right corner for a second North Queensland try. Boy, we're going to have plenty of scoring if this rate keeps up. We're only 11 minutes in. That's a 3rd try of the game. And Braden Burns scores his 2nd try of the season. North Queensland, forget the DLS, they're in the lead outright. They're back in front, 10 points to 6 with a kick to come.
Try for try here. Great effort from the Cowboys, Their attack, we always know that they can throw the ball around and utilise it. Tommy Dearden's squaring up there, out the back to Drinkwater, put Burns in the corner, but great effort and lucky, I think, to be able to be attacking here in Melbourne's territory.
Well, that off the mistake from the kickoff with Munster, letting that ball go dead. Locky Coote up with me. Laurie Spina down on the touchline.
Yeah, those decoy runners play a really important part because they actually take a player out. If you do it back from the defence, they can just adjust. Especially the Melbourne Storm, they do it so well that the timing, the Cowboys, the runner comes and takes the dummy man out and then goes behind him. The precision was really good for a Cowboy backline movement. They've got to do it really close to the line, otherwise the Melbourne Storm drift wide.
Yeah, they seem to be doing that good tonight. The halves are really going into the line there and squaring those back rows up, which are not allowing those halves. They're tying those halves up on those lead runs and then, yeah, creating that, like you said, Spooner. Out the back there, some good play.
3rd year in Townsville for the former Rabbitoh and Bulldog and Braden Burns, his 2nd try of the season. 83 games played in his career now as Clifford looks at this conversion attempt. 2 metres in from the right wing side, the western side, and about 22 metres out. High tempo opening here as Clifford hooks that one across the face. Never looked on target. It's a miss. And the scoreline remains Cowboys 10, Storm 6. If you missed it earlier on. Penrith 48 over Parramatta 20. And we hope Matt Doorey's not too bad. He left the ground late with fears of a serious knee injury.
Quentin and Lachlan, if you turn to your right, is any smoke coming out of that glass just yet?
No, not yet. No, he looks very calm. We are right next to Craig Bellamy, our broadcast position.
A bit nervous here.
And there we can see through the glass. He's actually just leaning on the desk with his elbow on the desk and his sort of hands to his chin, a sort of a pensive look.
He's looking for that 80-minute performance. I don't think he's got that yet.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted, Laurie.
All right, Hugh.
Hess with the first run up to the 20. And now Lukey second carry. He's 15 in from touch on the western side, midway goal line and halfways. He plays the ball to Marnie, delivers it to centre field on the Cowboys. Get over the 30 on the play 3 carry there from try scorer Burns. Marnie at dummy half directs left through Tamalolo to Clifford, and he gives it out to the edge. And so that's McIntyre. McIntyre tackle just short of halfway. Now past one, then back to centre field. Tamalolo over halfway and a wavy fisty here. Late in the tackle count, make it a penalty as they rip the ball out of his hand as well.
Utilising the ball here, Cowboys. Making some metres. They're over the 50-metre line, just coming out of their end. Playing some good footy, utilising it, getting those one-on-one tackles and those quick play the balls, which I guess allowed that 6 again, led into that penalty.
That was for the Darlington Point Dapper, who sent me a message about the wavy fisty earlier. He said, do you agree the Storm do it easy tonight? Would have thought so maybe earlier. But Cowboys have started well here. 10-6 to North Queensland. 14 minutes played off the penalty. They're only 20 metres out as again Tamalolo. He has looked so much better at the start of this season. 15 metres out, centre field when stopped. He's not going to be the 200-metre gainer of old days, but boy's been effective to start this year. Now Clifford's had another run left-hand side here. 3 around him and Clifford, an early try scorer, stopped 2 metres out. Cowboys attacking again. Marnie passes right for Dearden. Short ball to McIntyre, almost got through. It was Hess, in fact, tackled by Munster close to the line, and then Marnie knocks on from dummy half to diffuse the building expectation here. Locky Coote, you could feel it in the crowd, and then when he made a meal of picking it up from dummy half.
Melbourne just aren't themselves here. I think that was a big let off the hook from Marnie. I think Melbourne are putting their pressure on. You've seen a couple of plays before. Marnie showed right. Both markers from Melbourne Storm went right, but he went back to the left on the Clifford, which opened up one-on-one tackles, which allowed the quick play the ball. But yeah, Melbourne definitely aren't their usual selves.
Yeah, Tony from Bundaberg on the text says, where has the purple wall of defence gone? Good question. 0467920222. Storm with 2 wins from 3. Blew a 14-0 lead to Brisbane last week to lose their first game of the season. Cowboys beat the Titans to win their first game. So 1-2 the Cowboys, 2-1 the Storm. The Storm have won the last 2 between these 2 teams and lead the head-to-head overall quite convincingly. Farlongo in a little run as the Storm get up to halfway through the helmeted fullback. Out of dummy half, Grant decides to kick downfield. Won't be a 40-20, but it's a very good kick. It finds touch 10 metres from the northern in goal. That kick was just beyond the 40-metre line. So
something that Melbourne needed, I think, just to calm things down. Nice cool head on Harry Grant there, just to settle things down there, get a defensive line set, and hopefully they put in a good D set here.
No headgear for Harry Grant tonight. It's been a part of his get-up for most of his career.
Yeah, that's a bit odd.
Yep. As now the Cowboys play 2 up to the 20 on the run of Hill and Lukey. Good to see. No, that was Taulagi. My apologies. Marnie gives it off left shoulder onto Cotter. Ruben Cotter for North Queensland. The arrow down around his ankles. Kings up top there along with Chan to make the tackle on the 30. Now to the right. Tamalolo to Dearden. One-handed control. Gives the pass then to Drinkwater. Drinkwater tackled by Munster. 10 from halfway. The Cowboys looking energetic here. Blindside given to Dearden. And Grant there to try and make the tackle. He grabs on and gets help from McDonald. And also Munster on the NRL logo. Last play North Queensland. They shifted from right to centre field. Clifford kicks high and deep at the end of the set. Oh, Failongo on board Warbrick both said yours.
Yes.
Bounces between them and goes dead.
Sorry.
Lachlan Coote, as an old fullback, you know what that's like, and you thought what Coen Hess was going to get there. The bounce went straight to the dead ball line, though.
He would have been rewarded for the effort that he's got. He's got himself into the starting squad, and that would have been nice for big Coen Hess to pick up a try there. But a bit of confusion there between Farlongo and Warbrick.
So 7 tackles set for Melbourne. 23 minutes remain in the first half. North Queensland lead 10-6 NRL Saturday on ABC Sport as Munster gets the Storm to halfway in a little run. Now Grant passes right in centre field and Uta Ikamanu charges to within 41 metres of the Cowboys line. Big Stefano for the purple. Dummy half one-handed pick up from Grant, gives it to Liero left shoulder. One out run gets to within 31 of the line. Storm starting to get closer to that northern end as Munster left side. One out run steps through the tackle of Marnie but runs into Dearden who finishes him off. And the two Queensland teammates tangle. Last play of the set. Grant blindside gives it to McDonald. They run it. He smashed and tackled. Handover. That was pretty easily read by the defence there. Locky and Cuppy with Drinkwater, and the Cowboys have got it on their own line, Lachlan Coote. And there's a line break. Again, it's Clifford doing damage. He was half stumbled, though, and got a pass away, and no momentum for Burns, who was tackled from behind, and he stopped 10 from halfway. Purdue now receives a dummy half tackle, gives it to Drinkwater flat-footed, but gets going and is stopped eventually. But he's fired the attacking side of halfway, plays the ball now, right side Dearden, passes to the inside run of Cotter, rumbles up to the 30. North Queensland have been shot out of a gun here tonight. Tamalolo surges down the middle third. That's a veteran run from the man at 32 years of age. 15 on the gain, 13 out. North Queensland looking for more points. Dearden to the right for Drinkwater. Double cut out to the edge for Burns. He's wrapped up in the tackle of Tui Malatu Brown. And that's 5. Last play here for the Cowboys, 8 metres from the Storm line. And Burns stepped off the mark, so has to play the ball again. He does so to Labour. Last play. He gives it to Drinkwater. Chips towards the H-pole. And Clifford's ended up going into the in-goal area, but the referee says penalty Melbourne. They were offside. The Cowboys, offside.
That was lucky. Just going down the other end of the field with Melbourne, it doesn't seem like they're panicking at all, which is really good to see in their attack. They're happy to just get tackled on last play, turn it over to the Cowboys to come out of their own end. But just their defence is letting them down heavily tonight. It's not the usual Melbourne Storm we're seeing.
Hughes kicks for and finds touch, 25 from the Storm line. McDonald first carry, 15 from halfway. It's 10-6 to North Queensland. Laurie Spender down on the touchline, 20 minutes left in the first half.
Certainly entertaining. Not a lot of drop ball, but end-to-end stuff. Just the Melbourne Storm, they seem to play the ball a little bit quick for the Cowboys. Got to really hold them down that little bit.
Grant tackled on halfway. Now Uta Ikamanu receives the ball and the big prop forward takes Melbourne into attack. 3 tacklers around Stefano Uta Ikamanu, slightly right, and 45 from the North Queensland line. Blindside. Grant gives to Hughes. Line break. Jerome Hughes steps off his right. Up to the 20. Comes to Drinkwater. Gets past him. Cotter grabs him from behind though and puts him to deck only 8 metres out. Great run, Jerome Hughes. Last play, Melbourne. Grant passes left for Munster. 6 more, not the last. Failongo gets smashed. He slipped over and got taken in a solid tackle by Labour. And there's the ping. Another set here for the Storm. Right on the attack so King can take a settler. And there's another wavy fisty from Gerard Sutton. He's like he's flipping flies away above his head. Fresh set for Melbourne. Munster trying to do a dance. 10 metres out, right in front. Can't get through. And Munster's going to play it here for the Storm on the attack. Grant passes right through Liero to Hughes. Gives it on to Chan, who beats one but can't get through the goal line defence of McIntyre. There was a high tackle though in there. A glancing high blow penalty. I think it was Locky that might have got him high.
1 foot.
But it's not going to go on report.
Hughes is straight through. That's, again, Cowboys, just their defence is letting them down a bit, but entertaining footy from Melbourne Storm there.
So Storm take the tap from that penalty and we'll have another go at the Cowboys line here. Liero tackled 8 metres out. Grant passes right from Munster to Hughes to the right edge. Failongo catch and give, but no way through for Jack Howlett, who slipped a little, so it's still a bit soft underfoot there. A few divots coming up there as he plays at right edge, 10 out. Grant at dummy half. half. Gives it on to Chan, who almost scored that last surge, but he's tackled here. 5 from the goal line, midway, touchline right and uprights. Now back to left and centre field for Hughes. Gives it to Uduikamanu. And again, he's got 3 around him. He's standing. He won't go to deck, but he's tackled a metre from the goal line. Plays the ball to Grant. Passes left through Hughes to Munster. Flat ball, McDonald. Great defence. Labert got his legs. Knocks him down 2 metres out. On a little grab around in the ruck, so 6 more. As Grant, as a dummy half, waits for the call and then takes the tackle to the hoots of the Townsville faithful. Another set here from Melbourne. North Queensland lead 10-6. 18 minutes remain in the first half. Moses Leo tries to charge through, but he stopped a couple of metres short for the purple. Grant passes right through Liero to Hughes. Floating ball to the edge. Warbrick's got it. Warbrick's in for a double. Will Warbrick crosses untouched in the right corner for Melbourne. And set after set after set, you cannot keep giving the Melbourne Storm opportunities like that. And it's 10-all with a kick to come. Warbrick's got a first half double. Lachlan Coote.
You could sense that coming. I think, yes, Cowboys done well there to go set for set and defend them. But, yeah, you could sense the opportunities that Melbourne Storm were creating there one-on-one. You could just sense that something was coming. They were really short on their left. And then, obviously, Hughesy throws one over the top to Warbrick. I think it was Hughesy, was it? Or was it Longer?
Yeah, no, it was Hughesy.
Yeah, Laurie.
Yeah, beautiful run Hughes made before, make the yardage, but yeah, it's hard keeping the Melbourne Storm out for 1 or 2 sets, but yeah, time after time. Those little things, but the Melbourne Storm, when they defend, they're so professional at doing it. Doesn't look as though they're holding them down, but yeah, the Cowboys just too much for them, and beautiful pass over the top from Hughes, just a player out, and Warbrick, good try in the corner.
And absolutely no mercy whatsoever tonight from referee Gerard Sutton when it comes to any kind of infringement.
Under the pump.
He is wave happy tonight.
Yeah.
More ping-pings than a night at the fights. Harry Grant, 10 metres in from touch on the right. An easier conversion attempt. He converted from out on the sideline a moment ago. Same side of the ground, kicking to the northern end. The JT statue end, keeps it low with his right boot, and he raises the flags, and that gives the Storm the lead. 2 from 2 for Harry Grant. 16 minutes left in the first half, and it's Melbourne 12 leading North Queensland 10. Around the grounds in the New South Wales Cup, the game between the Panthers and Eels has just got underway. No score there as yet. Second half Queensland Cup score, Redcliffe 22, lead PNG 0. Super Rugby Pacific first half, the Waikato Chiefs 7, lead the Western Force 0. In the AFL first quarter, North 3-2-20, lead Essendon 2-5-17. Half-time in the Super Netball, Lightning 33, lead the Swifts 32. If you missed it, it was Penrith 48, Parramatta 20 at Western Sydney Stadium.
Maybe that's why Harry Grant's not wearing the headgear for his goal kicking. Puts him off.
Well, he's kicking all right.
Griffin Neem and Thomas McHaley have just gone on.
Thanks, Loz. So that's 2 of the 4 used by Todd Payten. It's an extra part of the game these days. Got your 6 there, you've got to sort of circle the ones that get activated. So Neem and McHaley out there. Storm have got it off the restart. And once again, it's Uduikamanu doing the hard yards down the middle third. Play 3s up to the 20. Ikamanu to his feet, plays the ball to Grant. Blindside left, given to Alec McDonald. And he takes the ball into the defensive line. More of a starter now with a few of those changes around the squad. McDonald plays it now to the middle third. And that's a good couple of post-contact metres down the middle third there on the run of Liero. End of the set. Hughes from inside the 40 kicks downfield. It won't flirt with the touchline though. Good depth on the kick. Talangi goes back with a fight to catch it. Then passes 20 metres infield to Drinkwater to run it back. Slips a bit on the turf. And then gets tackled. And what's the referee? He's lost the ball. He's lost the ball, Scott Drinkwater, and slipping over. Now, Laurie Speeder on the touchline. I said there's not as much sort of softness under the surface, I didn't think, as Sunday when we were here. The player's still struggling a bit with that.
Yeah, it's half natural and half synthetic grass, and yeah, it's really good for the players. It's nice and soft, but yeah, it does churn up like that, Hugh. probably when they give it a bit of a water. It hasn't rained that much at all lately, but yeah, it's the stuff it's made out of.
It's a bit odd there for Taulagi to throw a 20-metre pass to Drinkwater.
Centre field scrum, 10 out. Grant directs it left for Failongo. Tries to put on the dancing shoes, but Labert's got him off. Loads it though late to Young, to Imalatu Brown. He's taken over the touchline though. Swarming Cowboys defence on the 22-year-old, and CU had nowhere to go. CU later over the touchline, as it turned out, with that tackling brigade from the Cowboys.
Like that one. That's good defence from them, but I think just going too close to the sideline there.
Good first contact from Dearden.
Yeah.
He does most things well. And shot on the big screen of our neighbour, Craig Bellamy, rocking back in his chair and looking a little frustrated.
As he's got every right to be, I think. Melbourne Storm are really letting themselves down here. If they just build some pressure up, I think they'll, get some back-to-back tries.
Voice of Premiership winning fullback Lachlan Coote with you. It's NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. I'm Quentin Hull. Laurie Spooner down on the touchline. 13 and a half minutes left in this first half. 2 tries apiece. Melbourne lead the game 12-10 as here is Griffin Neame charging up to the 30-metre line inside his own half for the Cowboys. Plays it to Marnie. Given on to McKaylee. Thomas McKaylee off the back of a knee injury, back in the team. Good to see him there as he goes down the middle third now. In the middle of the park, Drinkwater has a run over halfway before being tackled by Munster. Drinkwater plays it. Marnie passes right. Dearden kicks downfield. A high ball from 45 metres out. It's too deep. It's into the in-goal area. On the full, no Failongo. Didn't get it in the in. He jumped from the field of play. So not a 7-tackle set. Kick return back 15 metres from the goal line he's defending. So the Storm have got it as now Warbrick runs into the defence. Takes the tackle on his own 20. Grant in a dummy half for Melbourne. One man to the left, but only 6 or 7 there on the carry from the run of young Brown to a Malatu Brown. Now back to the middle third and just beyond the 30 on the carry from another of the Boom kids. Cooper Clark's out there, so he's been activated. Storm kick downfield at the end of the set. It goes to the defensive left corner to Lungy. Taulagi has to track back to pick it up 15 from his own line. Runs over the 20 before being stopped. 22 metres from his own line. 12 minutes to the break. Storm lead 12-10, Lachlan Coote.
It's a really good kick from Munster, and that's what I was just saying before earlier. When Munster, when Melbourne, they don't panic in any sense. Like, they're happy to just grind away the game. Don't panic. Don't overforce their hand. And then Munster comes up with a nice early kick down there. Now the pressure's back on the Cowboys.
Young Moses Leo's a bit slow to get up from a tackle there, so Laurie will keep an eye on that. He's getting onside now as Labert's tackled 10 from halfway. Cowboys running it upfield. Now McKaylee runs centre third over halfway. 48 out when he's tackled. Played to Marnie. Given to Clifford. End of set. Bomb from Clifford for the Cowboys. And Warbrick catches it. Failongo looked at him and said, yours. After they had the confusion before. Warbrick catches it. Defensive right corner 15 from his own line. Howarth has a run. And the centre is taken on the 20. Out on that eastern side of the field. Just a lovely night for football. Not too hot, not too humid for these parts, although the Storm will be feeling it. Definitely warmer than Melbourne as Failongo bounces out of dummy half, and he's a slippery customer. Luckily, McIntyre, for the Cowboys' sake, grabbed onto him before he got going. 8 from halfway. Ball played. Now Munster running laterally, showing and giving. Clark goes forward, and hold on. I think this might be for Moses Leo.
HIA from independent doctor. Tackle 5 with Cooper. Just confirming who it is.
HIA.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Moses Leo coming off, Laurie.
Yeah, number 4, you're right.
Yeah, we picked that up. So he looked a little dazed, and the bunker doctor has called him from the field. So Tui Kamikamitha comes on, and Tyron Wishart. So I think Tyron obviously comes in for Leo, and Tui's just a replacement. Kick at the end of the set from the Storm. Pitches and rolls over the touchline near the corner flag. So it will be a Cowboys ball from their own 10. 2 tries apiece. Warbrick's got a double for the Storm. Clifford and Burns have scored for the Cowboys. And it's been they score, you score, they score, you score. Cowboys first try, Storm second try, Cowboys third try, Storm fourth try. 12-10 to the visitors, 10.5 to the break. NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. As the Cowboys have got it, 20 from the line, they're defending at the northern end. Purdue plays the ball. Now, a little pop ball given on to Griffin Knee. That shock of blonde hair is taped back by some black insulation tape as he plays it. Matt Lodge is out there as well. So he charges forward. That's 3 of the 4 activated. Neem, McKaylee and Lodge have been activated for the Cowboys. Right edge laboured over halfway. Taken down on the NRL logo by the tackle of Wishart. Plays at 45 from the Storm line. End of set. Pass goes to Dearden. It's a shallow midfield bomb which will come down 20 out. Knocked on by Warbrick, who left highest. And taken by the Storm. Referee says offside, accidental, knock on Storm. So the Cowboys will get a chance to attack here, Lachlan Coote, from the set play 20 metres out centre field.
Great pressure from McIntyre there. Great kick chase on that. You just had a little bit of a sense Melbourne Storm were getting back into their usual selves and getting control of the game. But now, obviously, Cowboys haven't gone back into their shell here, so.
Now there's a captain's challenge from the Storm here.
Cowboys kick chase has been cleared as onside.
Saying that
arm of Sam McIntyre. We just need perspective to see which direction to go.
So there's a thought here that McIntyre touched the ball before it got to Warbrick's chest and went forward. So is there an original?
After hitting the arm of Sam McIntyre, coming forward into Warbrick, which is a knock on. The challenge is successful.
So that's a good call.
It's a good challenge.
Great call from
9 minutes, 24 seconds left in the first half. Melbourne lead 12-10. Keep your messages coming on 0467920222. We got one here asking if you're related to Ron Coote.
Ron Coote. I get that question a lot.
Yes.
And I've actually met Ron Coote once, and I don't think we are, but we did have a chat, and way down the path or down the family history, we potentially could be.
So maybe far-flung distant, but nothing too close.
Nothing too close.
0467920222. Locky Coote with you on NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. Right side shift from the Storm. Warbrick's over halfway. Purdue's got him though. Drags him down from behind to make the tackle, but Melbourne 40 out now, out in the right. Nice shift to the right. Pass infield's loose, and eventually it's just been jumped on by a desperate Liero there. That was messy. He plays it to Grant. Passes right and blind side. Hughes gives it on to Chan. Joe Chan is tackled for the Storm. 15 in from the right. 35 from the Cowboys line. Last play for Melbourne. Hughes is the architect. He's rushed at, runs past Clifford. Then passes on to Grant. Back to Hughes. Up to the 10. Grubber for the corner. Taulungi's there to stop it though for the Cowboys. And he saves the day in the defensive left side for North Queensland. But again, eyes up football from the two superstars, Hughes and Grant, almost creating something out of nothing there. As the Cowboys are pinned 5 from their own line.
Great play there, but lucky Taulungi tracked back there and jumped on that loose ball. But if he wasn't there, I reckon Warbrick was in for his third.
Drinkwater out of dummy half, gives it on to Lodge, and that's a good run from Matt Lodge out of deep territory. Gains 10, midway goal line and halfway when stopped. Now McKaylee to the right, gives it through Dearden to the edge. Juggle, catch. Burns has got it. Up to halfway, Rev says forward pass. He needed 4 bites to control it, Laurie, in front of you, but it need not matter because the pass was forward. Was it?
Yeah, I didn't pick that up. I wasn't straight in line, but yeah, with the juggling sort of put me off. Oh, yeah, probably was.
Tough call.
Probably
that was out of the hands. Come on, floated full.
Yeah.
I thought it was forward, gentlemen.
Yeah, so made a good full flight down the sideline.
Yeah, you're right.
Beauty of the game. Everyone's got a thought. All right, now the scrum clock's gone off and the penalty goes to the Storm because the Cowboys weren't packed, ready, and Munster wanted to take a tap and go, but the referee says no, you can't. So they can take 2 points here, or no, they've asked for the scrum again. So, yeah, a scrum clock infringement is not a differential penalty, so they could have taken 2 if they wanted to, but they've gone for another scrum. Fed by Wishart, centre field and 30 out. 6.5 to the break. Storm lead 12-10. Fayalongo left edge, slips over and gets tackled. So the players are struggling with their footing, with a bit of moisture under the surface tonight. Wishart at dummy half feeds it infield to Kamakamita. Tui takes the Storm forward to within 18 of the Cowboys line. Centre field as he plays it to Grant. Given left to Munster. Inside line for young Cooper Clark, the 19-year-old in his 4th game. Taken only dozen from the line. 15 in from the left. Played to Grant, pass right in centre field for Munster. Holds it, gives it right to Hughes, stops, look at the defence, now tries to run through them, but McIntyre leads the tackling brigade and Hughes has stopped. Out on the right, 13 metres from the Cowboys line, back to left and centre field. Stepping run from the Storms. Who was that? That was Chan. He's a metre out when stopped. Played the ball to Grant, now left side. Hughes dummies, straightens. McIntyre tackles him. Offload given to Munster. Kicks for the left wing, which is touched over the dead ball line by the reaching left hand of Braden Burns.
That's a good effort from Burns.
Goal line dropout.
He's seen it early, Harry Grant. Prop to kick early. Race back. Good vision.
I'm chuckling, so I've got to give Brett in Far North Queensland his due. On the text here said, maybe you're not related to Ron, but I reckon you're related to Bandy. It's Saturday night. We get those kinds of texts. 0467 920 222. Lachlan Coote with you. As the dropout's been caught by the Storm. 20 on the kick. Tui Malatu Brown's got it for Melbourne. So it was one of those short kick-offs, but no one really there for the Cowboys to challenge. As Clark takes the Storm to within 10 metres of the Cowboys line. 5 to the break. Storm lead 12-10. Right side, middle third. King receives one man to the right of the ruck. He's tackled only 2 metres from the goal line. 10 to the left of the uprights. Grant now passes right for Munster. Keeps it moving right through the hands to Hughes. Pops it up to Failongo. Runs infield but gets stopped by Marnie. Nice tackle. Failongo to play it. A dozen out just to the right of the uprights. Grant passes infield to Kamikamitha. Drinkwater takes those big thighs. And Big Tui stopped on 5 metres out. Last play Melbourne to the left. It's Hughes chipping for the in-goal area. Tui Malatu Brown catches it. Chucks it out the back to Wishart. He gets through a tackle. He's 10 metres out going backwards. Good defence so far from the Cowboys. Wishart tries to step up his right and slips and gets tackled. And the referees now
just confirm that we don't have a penalty try. To just look at there's a mid-air tackle here.
So making sure that Tui Malatu Brown wasn't tackled in the air. Not a popular decision in Townsville from referee Gerard Sutton. So going to Chris Butler in the bunker.
Cleared the Melbourne left side, kick chasers onside. All players have a fair run to the ball.
So Tui Malatu Brown
catches the ball here.
Up and Braden Burns.
Braden completes the tackling motion whilst Ilungi's in the air. This is a mid-air tackle.
Penalty try is a bit of a overkill.
Ruling out the possibility of a penalty try and professional foul as the foul happens in the field of play. We have a decision.
It's going to be a penalty, mate.
So
nothing more than that.
Storm will get the ball here. So Burns, he basically didn't really make a tackle in the air, but he did lay a hand on him. And that's enough.
Just timed it perfectly, but you're right on your goal line. I think he done everything he could just to try and stop that try.
Tom Dearden's arguing the toss.
Tough, eh? You've got to really wait till they land their feet on the ground before they touch them. Yeah, it's really tough these days.
Laurie Spina down on the touchline. Penalty Melbourne. 4 minutes and 16 seconds left in the half.
Probably good just to come out with a penalty, I reckon.
Yeah, fair enough. But the Storm will set up here. Who are we looking at? Where's Hughes? Where's Failongo? They're deep in centre field, and Failongo's just in behind his half-back, so he could go either way here. As Munster receives, pops it up to the settling hit up of King. King tackle just left of the uprights and only 8 from the Cowboys line. Storm with some sustained pressure here. Liero back to the middle third on the change of direction pass from Munster. Trent Liero stopped 2 metres from the goal line for the Storm. Played to Grant. Inside line, Cooper Clark runs into Lodge, makes the tackle, got some mates to help him out, and the Boom Kids tackled a metre from North Queensland's line. Played to Grant, pass right for Hughes, keeps it right. There he is, Failongo, receives the pass, weaves past the defender, and plants the ball for Melbourne's third try of the opening half. He is so light on his feet. He zips around. He's like a moped in a James Bond chase scene. Suafailongo, so nippy, so deceiving. He just changes direction like lightning, and it's 16-10 with a kick to come.
Just clinical from Melbourne, holding up you can see that they're targeting Drinkwater at the ruck there, turning people under. Drinkwater's sitting at A on the line defensively, and a couple of plays there that turned him under, held Drinkwater up, and then it's 3-on-1 out the back there for Failongo.
7 tries already this season, Laurie Spina, for the zippy Melbourne fullback.
Yeah, he can score a try, can't he? Yeah, I think he's scored 9 tries before this in the last 6. So this is 10th try in the last 6 games. Last 7, so unbelievable. But yeah, the amount of pressure, you'd think they'd break, wouldn't they, the Cowboys? The amount of set of 6 in their own quarter, and Hughes doing his stuff. He's so dangerous, and they got a lot of dangerous players all over the park. Just too much pressure for the Cowboys. Jack Howard has just walked past me. He's holding his hip. Yeah, he might have a hip flexor injury. I'll check at half-time how he is.
Okay, well, that's no good for a backline that's already missing Nick Meaney with a back/hip issue. So Jack Howard getting some treatment. Our man Laurie Spooner on the touchline right across it for you here on NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. 2 minutes to the break. Harry Grant has this conversion attempt. Out on the right, 11 in from touch. And about 17 metres out, he's kicked 2 from 2. Grant with his right boot misses to the near side. First miss of the night off the kicking tee for him. And it remains Melbourne 16, North Queensland 10. 2 minutes to the break. James from Queensland says, loving the call. He's trying to find positives tonight after Parramatta's disappointing loss to Penrith. Para has scored the most points against Penrith so far this year. Like I said, any kind of positive, Para forever, 48-20. I'm not quite sure where we can find the positives. And everyone's waiting on the confirmation of the seriousness of Matt Dury's knee injury after, of course, Jermaine Hopgood went down last week with a knee injury for the Eels. We'll go around the grounds in a moment. Half-time's imminent. So I just thought we'd get through this 1 minute and 51 seconds before bringing you up to date with everything. Clifford with the kickoff right to the goal line. Hughes catches and King runs back. And big Josh King, his 5th year at the Storm now. Josh King has been a revelation since moving from the Knights. Taken just short of the 10-metre line. Cometh the moment, cometh Kamitha. There he is, Tui down the middle. 15 from his own line, the veteran bench forward. Gains another few metres now. Munster left edge. Tackle 20 metres in from touch, midway goal line and halfway. Storm just trying to make sure they don't make any further errors down this end. There's been a few of them in this first half. Getting to the back end of it, they lead the game. Grant to the left, gives it to Munster. A little dancing move, but he's tackled by Labert on the NRL logo. Helped out by Dearden in the tackle. Last play, they run it blindside. Hughes gives to Wishart. Wishart grubbers, but it's pretty much straight to Drinkwater. Audaciously passes infield, a big 25-metre pass. Storm defence there as though to meet Taulungi, who takes it up to the 30, and he plays the ball there. 6 more, but they're now only 48 seconds from half-time.
Still time.
Yep,
Still
Cowboys
time for the Cows.
15 inside their own half. Locky as Perdue's got it. And young Jackson Perdue, he takes the tackle. I think that ping was from about 2 tackles ago. They were a bit slow on the dingy-ding here. Come on, boys, keep up with it. I know it can be tough sometimes. Up to halfway, McKaylee. There is time for the Cowboys. 25 seconds. Drinkwater left edge. Nice little scoop and a nice tackle around his hips. Brings him down from McDonald. Blindside. Clifford gives it on there to McIntyre. Passes back in field. Drinkwater's pass to Neem. Almost through a hole. Clark drags him down. Last play of the half, you'd reckon. 11 seconds to go. Cowboys 25 out. Drinkwater runs it. Passes to McKaylee. He's taking tacklers to within 3 metres of the goal line, but is dragged down short. King at his shorts. Failongo helped out. The purple pile in and ensure there are no further points in this first half. And Melbourne will go to the sheds in Townsville with a 16 points to 10 lead over the locals. 3 tries to 2 for Melbourne in that first half.
It's interesting there.
Clifford scored first on 5 minutes. Warbrick scored on 9 minutes, 6 all. And Burns scored for 10-6 Cowboys. And then Storm with the next 2 tries in the game. Warbrick is second, and then Failongo that try just before half-time. So Clifford and Burns the try scorers for the Cowboys. Clifford with 1 from 2. While for the Storm, Warbrick with 2 tries, Failongo a try. Grant's kicked 2 of 3 conversions. And it's Melbourne 16, North Queensland 10. Halftime report comes from NRL and Super League Premiership winning fullback Lachlan Coote. What do you reckon, Locky?
Mate, interesting game. Entertaining, that's for sure. And Melbourne, once again, clinical in what they do. They just know they don't panic. And now they're back on top. Just Cowboys be I guess Cowboys can't be really disappointed with themselves. They've had back-to-back defensive sets on their line. They've actually aimed up tonight and showing up for each other. The scramble's been good. But just clinical Melbourne putting on a show here with their best attacking players out the back there. So it's very interesting to see where the second half's going to go. I know Bellamy's probably not going to be overly chuffed with that first half of Melbourne, but obviously happy to be on top with how probably bad they've been.
Locky queued up with me. What about down on the touchline, Laurie Spina? What are you picking up down there?
Yeah, this Melbourne side, you give them six agains or make errors that they'll make you pay, and the amount of tackling the Cowboys have had to do in their own set of sixes, it's a bit of a worrying sign for the second half, but they're putting up a gutsy effort anyway. That's a positive sign. I'd like to see Reid Marnie take a few darts from dummy half if possible. He can get a quick play of the ball to go through, just rake them up a bit. Yeah, but the players like Hughes and Suafai Longo, they're really causing a lot of trouble for the Cowboys. They're hanging in there, but I think the Melbourne Storm will be too strong in the second half.
Thoughts from Laurie Spina on the touchline. NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. We are at halftime in the final game of the triple header. Melbourne leading North Queensland 16 points to 10. Earlier today, Penrith 48 over Parramatta 20. And at Stadium Australia, the Knights bouncing back without their star playmakers in Ponga and Brown, but still too good for Canterbury Bankstown. Newcastle is 3-1 to start the season. Knights 24 beat Canterbury Bankstown 16. Around the grounds, second half of the Queensland Cup game, Redcliffe headed for victory over PNG. The Dolphins 32 lead the Hunters 0. First half, Panthers 12 lead the Eels 10. That's a New South Wales Cup score. Panthers 12, Eels 10. First half score there. Half-time in the Super Rugby Pacific, the Chiefs 14 leading the Force 7. Second quarter of the AFL, and North Melbourne lead Essendon, the Kangaroos 6-2-38 to the Bombers 3-7-25. And the Super Netball into the last quarter, it's going down to the wire there. It's a tight one between the Lightning and the Swifts. Sunshine Coast Lightning 54 lead the New South Wales Swifts 52. 0467 920 222. Keep your messages coming in. 0467 920 222 is the number to send us a text here in the box in Townsville. Halftime, Storm 16, Cowboys 10. More to come from the north after a trip to the ABC newsroom.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. US officials say more than 24 US troops have been wounded in Iranian attacks on a Saudi airbase in the past week. Iran fired 6 ballistic missiles and 29 drones at Saudi Arabia's Prince Sultan airbase in its latest attack that's now reported to
able to be converted, but the Cowboys hold on and win it 28-24. I don't think it's going to derail Melbourne's season, but boy, it gives the Cowboys a big push.
Massive push, and I think a bit of relief for them, but also a bit of confidence as well to know that, you know, they can mix it with the top 4 team. And I guess Toddy has to be proud in that performance, but I don't think Harry Grant will be getting the goal-kicking duties for next week.
Yeah, kicked 2 from 5. Clifford had kicked 1 from 4 until they reverted to Drinkwater. So tries to Clifford, Taulagi, McIntyre and Locky, and Burns scored a double. 2 for Burns. Tries also to Clifford, Taulagi, McIntyre and Locky. Clifford 1 from 4, Drinkwater 1 from 2. Laurie, down to you.
I've got Cam Munster with me. Cam, at 10 ahead, I thought, yeah, you're really home from there.
You're never really home with the new rules and everything that's going on in the game. Too many 6 agains. Hot weather. Both teams are obviously out there blowing, and they just worked harder than us in certain positions. We caused a lot of errors on our own back, and they scored off our opportunities. And we're going to go back to the drawing board, because if we keep doing that against Penrith next week, it's going to be a similar scoreline. So, yeah, look, they're a great class out for the Cowboys. They've got some really good attacking weapons, and they utilise that tonight.
I was going to mention there's a lot of sweat on you. Probably training in 16 degrees down there. Coming up is 27 degrees. Do you think that played a part at the end of the game at all?
Nah, not at all. We completed 93% in the first half, and I reckon we're lucky to be finishing at 50 to 60. So we just gave too many piggybacks, too many 6 agains, and they just went down the field. They just ran harder than us, and yeah, tackle better. So we've got to have a good hard look at ourselves. We've had some chances of taking it away, and we've done it again 2 weeks in a row. So yeah, it's frustrating, but that's footy.
You've scored some beautiful tries, entertaining to watch. 21,000 here. Really enjoyed it, but a couple of little things, few errors, probably too many.
Yeah, too many errors in the back end of that game. Just little ones like just ball control, fifth tackle. You know, they probably put a lot of pressure on fifth tackle. Like, we worked really hard for 4 tackles, and then so that last tackle we just switched off, and they either got a repeat set or one of our back 3 just got too much pressure and dropped the ball. So yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow, but the best thing about rugby league is there's always next week.
Credit to you. It's appreciate you coming to chat, and thanks for an ABC support.
No worries, thank you for having me.
Good on you, Cam, and well done to Laurie Spina. Getting a chat there with Cameron Munster of the Melbourne Storm. 28-24. North Queensland has come from behind to beat Melbourne. The second time that the Storm have conceded a good lead in the last couple of weeks. They were 14-0 up to the Broncos last week, only to go down 18-14. So they're 2-2, the Storm, and as you heard there, they've got Penrith next week at Western Sydney Stadium, while the Cowboys, well, from 0-2, they're 2-2 and travel to Cogra to play St George Illawarra over the Easter weekend. We'll stay close to Laurie. Keep your text coming, 0467 920 222. Joy from Ipswich, he's doing a dance. Go Cowboys. Yes, Loz?
Coen Hess, one for the ages, mate. What a roar from that 21,000 crowd.
Yeah, mate, that was unreal. The crowd definitely got us home in the end there. A few boys had their bums hanging out, but we were feeding off the crowd. And, yeah, just a tremendous game. Great win for us.
It was pretty special when you and Jason come back on the field. I thought really going down, really fussing through them tackles, and the quick play of the balls helped a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And we felt that in the first half as well. We sort of felt like we were making really good yards through the middle there. So that we just wanted to stick to that. Last 2 weeks we've been finding a few pre-line passes as well, which has been helping us get a few one-on-ones, poking our nose through, getting down, quick play the ball, and then going off the back of that. So, yeah, that's definitely the blueprint going on.
Surprisingly, I know a lot of the crowd were really supporting you, but what was the talk behind when you're 10 points down? Remember, it's the Melbourne Storm with all that attacking play. What was the talk behind the defensive line?
Yeah, we just had trust in our systems and in what we did in the first half as well. So just the way the game is at the moment, you can get momentum and hold it for long periods of time, and you can really stack some points on. So we knew if we just hung in that grind, if we could get 1, we could get 2 and 3, and that's what we did.
You think the Vegas trip sort of tired you out a bit, but you looked like you were really running at the end then?
Yeah, yes and no. Like, I just feel like the first 2 weeks we were playing against two opponents, the opposition and then ourselves. Last 2 weeks we've sort of kept that ball in play. set for set sort of football, and that's when we thrive. So, especially up here in the conditions as well. Had a tough pre-season, so it's nice when the opposition come up here and get a taste of what we've been through for the last 6 months.
Your body's looking good. You look as fit as ever.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I've been on your program.
Thanks for your time on ABC Sport.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, mate.
Mick Coen Hess there with Laurie Spina. Cowboys 28, Storm 24. Stick around. Your text message is welcome. 0467 920 222. Teresa Castledine. What a game, what a call. Cowboys beating Melbourne, ? Goosebumps from Teresa. Yep, Locky will give you the votes in a moment as well. Laurie still ghosting around down there. So, Will Warbrick with 4 tries from Melbourne. Sua Fa'alongo scored the other, but it was 6 tries for the Cowboys in the end. Back to you, Loz.
Scott Drinkwater against the Melbourne Storm with 10 down. Did you at the back give your side a chance? Unbelievable.
Yeah, I did. Get a bit of momentum going. We played some pretty good footy after that, and the crowd behind us, the energy. We dug them found away, which was the most pleasing thing. But yeah,
I thought Sonny Luke, when he came on, sort of added a bit of spark around the ruck. Todd made a good change then.
Yeah, he did. Maybe not the last minute play, last tackle, but yeah, he come on and hit Cliffo short, offload, and we go and score the next play. So yeah, he's dangerous like that. He plays on the front foot, so yeah, he's been a good addition.
Important goal kick from the sideline there, right through the middle. Did you take it off him? He didn't want to take it?
No, he didn't want it. He said he just wasn't hitting it well, and I guess you kind of got to know, when it's not your day. It's like golf swing too. You got to know it's not your day, and maybe threw around the bus a little bit. I haven't kicked the goal in 4 weeks, so lucky he was on my good side. So yeah, that was, I guess, an important kick tied up, and yeah, happy with it.
After 2 losses, 2 good wins, the confidence must be pretty high.
Yeah, it will be now. It will be for sure, I guess. Beating a team like that, who don't lose back-to-back games too often, that's big for us.
21,000 people behind you. You could hear them yelling.
The best, love it. Could hear them tonight, they're the best, love it.
Thanks for your time on ABC Sport.
Cheers.
Well done, Laurie. Yeah, and Scotty Drinkwater, who has come in for his share of criticism at times, but came up with that clutch conversion after Jake Clifford had a pretty average night off the kicking tee. Locky Coote, you've had a moment or two to catch your breath. Keep an eye on Laurie, but thought or two, Locky. From 24-14 down, the Cowboys have produced the last 3 tries in an 8-minute burst to win by 4.
Yeah, really great performance from the Cows, I think. And like I mentioned earlier, they'll gain a lot of confidence from that.
And here's the coach. Laurie Spina's got Big Toddy. I'm sorry to cut you off, but when the coach is there...
Get him on.
Yeah, you got to get him on.
Todd, quick chat. At 10 points down against the Storm, did you give him a chance?
Yeah, always. I think the game, the modern game now, with the new rule changes, it's all about momentum, and you've got to catch him when you got it. I thought the Storm were pretty clinical, either side at half time, and to our credit, we dug deep and got the momentum back and scored some good tries. So yeah, it's enjoyable.
Yeah, confidence side. You got to go to another. I'll let you go.
TV floor managers got to realise there's still a bloke doing an interview. Just give him a moment. That's pretty poor form from the Fox Sports floor manager there. There's got another Cowboys guy is still being interviewed, and now Todd Payten's just standing there waiting when surely there's got to be a bit of respect there. That's pretty average from the host TV broadcaster. Well done for getting him, Loz.
Yeah,
and Todd's only being polite.
He was keen to chat more, but they sort of dragged him away.
Yeah, well, they got to be better than that, because now Todd Payten's standing there doing nothing.
Still waiting. Loz, get back in.
And we all get the collegiality, but come on, guys. You got to realise that all fans want to hear parts of the game, and you don't want to bring your big TV beats all over the top of people when now he's still standing there doing nothing. We respect our position in the line, but you should respect your position in yours.
Well said.
There's my 2 cents for them. He's still standing there, Todd Payten, and they're still interviewing Jake Clifford. What's this, 2 minutes after he's been wrapped up? It's just... Yeah, here we go. Anyway, I'll leave that go.
Yeah.
I think I've said enough there. Hey, Loz, you better get off the ground before the fans come out there, because you'll be swamped just as much as the players.
I was going to just chat with Harry Grant if I could.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't want to start anything with the TV floor manager might catch it. Righto, Locky, as you were.
As I was, yeah. I was just mentioning about the Cowboys and take full confidence into that. And I think, I was probably a bit critical with their defence and I guess how fit they are, but they showed up tonight. They showed up in every aspect of defence. They put Melbourne under the pressure. I thought it was going to be vice versa at the start of the game when we made our few comments, but Cowboys, to their credit, have turned it on tonight and very highly backed from the crowd, which was a very entertaining game of footy.
So we had Warbrick on report as well as scoring the 4 tries. Fatari was on report. Locky was on report. There was a lot of news out of the game outside of the finish. And just repeating, it's Penrith at Western Sydney Stadium next week for the Storm. St George Illawarra at Cogra for the Cowboys. Zach Labert, he was on report early in the game as well. So there's a bit to get through. Those final scoring details again. Storm led 16-10 at half-time, but the Cowboys won at 28-24. 2 tries to Braden Burns, tries to Jake Clifford, Murray Taulagi, Sam McIntyre and Helam Locky. Jake Clifford kicked 1 from 4, Scott Drinkwater 1 from 2, and for the Storm, Will Warbrick scored 4 tries, Sua Fa'alongo the other, but Harry Grant kicked only 2 goals from 5 attempts. So, 68-minute Storm leading 24-14. McIntyre try, Lukey try on 72, Burns try on 75, and North Queensland hold on. Let's quickly get around the grounds before we get to the wraps of the other games. In the New South Wales Cup, tight finish coming up there in the second half. Panthers 26, Eels 26. Super Rugby full-time, the Chiefs have beaten the Force 24 points to 14. Meanwhile, in the AFL, North Melbourne well on top of Essendon. The Kangaroos lead by 5 goals, 12-8-80 to 6-14-50. North Melbourne 12-8-80, Essendon 6-14-50. You can still hear that game if you'd like on ABC Listen on the red and blue button. Okay, let's... before we get your votes, Locky, I'll give you a chance to think about it as we catch our breath here. We'll start our wrap of the day because drama from the outset with the Newcastle Knights scoring what is deemed by many as an upset victory over Canterbury Bankstown at Stadium Australia. Here's Shop Hallertau and Brett Sprigg to explain it.
Well, the game burst to life off the back of a 60-metre run from Dominic Young against the run of play after 6 minutes. So Newcastle had the 4-0 lead, which they held on to despite Dylan Lucas being sin-binned for a professional foul. Youngster Harrison Graham helped set up Tyson Frizzell's try in the 33rd minute, and Dylan Lucas scored just before half-time as well. So 16-0 at the break. The question was always going to be whether the Newcastle Knights could withstand a Canterbury fight back if and when that did come, and it did, because Matt Burton scored 2 tries in 6 minutes in the 48th and 54th minute to get the Bulldogs back within 4 points, a 16-12 scoreline. But of course, right on cue, Dominic Young scores again in the 59th. They didn't quite push the game beyond reach. Jacob Carraz would score late, not before Dominic Young did cap off his hat-trick with a 70-metre intercept as well. To make it 24-12. But then Carraz scored in the 72nd minute, and unfortunately for Stephen Crichton, he didn't put away the conversion. So it remained that 8-point buffer for the last several minutes of the game. But whichever way you chop it up, Dean Hallertau on ABC Sport, this was a phenomenal win for the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, it was a great win for the Knights, and it was a pretty entertaining game. I've got to say, it was back and forth, and there was a lot of changes in momentum. The Bulldogs will be kicking themselves because I think they let themselves down quite a bit in that first half. The Knights took full advantage. But yeah, Dominic Young, 3 tries is enormous from him. He had his hands over everything, and he's got such a presence out there on the wing. Newcastle Knights, I feel like they're in a good place with what they're trying to build as a squad, and they're headed in a really good direction under their new coach, Justin Holbrook.
Yeah, and what would concern the Bulldogs most? Obviously their defence, which we saw lots of errors in attack as well at times. They had far less of the ball. There was just repeat set after repeat set for Newcastle in attack. So clearly the Bulldogs were left wanting there, but it was something like 37 missed tackles in the first half, which is just very un-Canterbury-like.
Yeah, they've looked to build their brand, I guess, around their toughness in defence and turning teams away. They don't score points really high. They haven't done for a number of seasons, but the defence has held them in games and given them their position on the ladder more often than not. So no doubt Cameron Serrato will be talking to them about that throughout the week as they have a short turnaround to play next week.
They do. Good Friday here against South Sydney. So that will be a big occasion. I should point out they've actually lost their last 3 games at this venue at Stadium Australia. So they start their home campaign with a loss. First up, the Bulldogs 24-16, the full-time score. You gave 3 points, Dominic Young, 2 to Jacob Safidi and 1 to Matt Burton in the ABC Player of the Year. And Jacob Preston, who we heard from, speaking to Ruan Sims, sounding just very disappointed with how it all finished up there. We saw Josh Curran suffer a rib cartilage injury as well in the first half, and there were reports made for crusher tackles, Max King and Matt Croker in that second half. The Knights host the Raiders on Sunday evening. Easter Sunday in round 5. We had a crowd here of 20,572 and they go home for the most part disappointed because the Newcastle Knights have won this game at 24 points to 16.
Good on you, Spriggy. So just repeating, 3 to Young, 2 to Saifidi, 1 to Burton, the votes there. As Newcastle beat Canterbury Bankstown 24-16. Knights 3 wins from 4 starts and the Dogs 2 and 1, the Bulldogs. So let's get to the second game of the day where the result went as expected. Penrith far too good for Parramatta. Here's Louis and Andrew.
It was as dominant can be from Penrith, albeit a couple of lapses defensively in the second half, but Parramatta does know how to attack, but unfortunately for them, they conceded 5 tries in the first half. Isaiah Yeo scored in the 6th minute. 5 minutes later, Isaiah Papali'i and then Blaze Talangi in the 13th minute, and the game was basically gone at 18-0. Lindsay Smith and Casey McLean then scored 2 tries in 2.5 minutes to set up a 30 points to 4 half-time lead en route to that 48 points to 20 win. It was 8 tries to 4, and Nathan Cleary kicked 8 goals from 8 attempts. Luke Lewis in another man-of-the-match performance by the Penrith captain and halfback.
Yeah, having a great little game. I thought his kicking game was outstanding and his leadership was really, really good. He's been doing the same thing week in, week out, and if he's playing well, Penrith are playing well, and like you said, they'll be disappointed letting 20 points in, but I thought Parramatta's attack on the edges was really, really good tonight, but just couldn't get it right at the right stages. When Mitch Kenny was off, they struggled, but Penrith, they're just silky when it comes to ball in hand, and they just don't get anything wrong, Andrew.
The only time, Michael Carianis, they remotely slackened was when they already led 30 points to 4. Other than that, it was so dominant, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I know they probably weren't happy with the defence, but they hadn't conceded double digits across the opening 3 rounds of the competition. You look at all the points that most of other sides have conceded, they're struggling to repel them. So, they're allowed to clock off when they've done that for a month straight now. So I wouldn't be too concerned if I'm the Penrith Panthers there. They're just head and shoulders above the rest of the competition at the moment.
Can Parramatta take any solace, Michael, that they scored 4 tries? No one else this year has been able to score more than 1.
Well, I guess they got to clutch for some sort of hope, the Eels, but they did okay to beat the Dragons last week, but you always sense that they had to be much better than they were last week to even come close to Penrith, and they just couldn't manage that. So, with the injuries stacking up as well, it is a little bit of a concern. No Matt Dury, potential ACL, Jermaine Hopgood, ACL last week, an ankle injury to Isaiah Yongi. So they're just starting to mount up for the Parramatta Eels, these injuries.
All right, good job. Thank you, Michael Carianis. Louis, is it possible that in that last 20 minutes Penrith had an eye on Melbourne next week? What a matchup that's going to be.
I wouldn't say they had an eye on Melbourne, but I reckon they did have an eye on the clock.
Right.
I reckon they knew the game was over. They didn't want to have any injuries. They were just trying to get through it. But they still did enough to hold them out. And no, there too many crazy points in at the end. They could have switched off more, but they're just too good. They're just a class above. And I love watching. I just don't know where to for this side.
All right, well, Louis, where to for us is Canberra. So we'll catch you there from midday tomorrow.
Can't wait to see you down there, bro.
Thank you, Louis. Penrith 48, Parramatta 20. The crowd was a good one, 22,813. And Louis' ABC Player of the Year points, 3 to Nathan Cleary, 2 to centre Casey McLean, who had a blinder on both sides of the footy, and 1 to front rower Lindsay Smith. For Q, it was a very convincing win for Penrith, who remain unbeaten.
And the Eels now 2-2. Thanks for that, Maury. Let's hope that Matt Dury's leg's okay. That was the other big story to come out of that. Already bad news with Jermaine Hopgood going down with a knee last week. Might be another one there. Quentin Hull and Lachlan Coote with you in Townsville. Sifting through, the Cowboys come from behind victory. They've scored the last 3 tries of the game to beat Melbourne 28-24, and Locky Coote's got the tough job of trying to work out the 3-2-1 here. Thought I'd play those raps to give you just a little bit of extra think time. Locky, what did you come up with?
Thanks, mate. It is a tough decision. Both teams had really good players. We've seen some brilliance from both teams tonight. But my 3 is Jakey Clifford. Just due to the fact that he controlled the game, at times his ends to sets were really well, and his support play was unbelievable as well. So I thought he controlled, although he wasn't good with the boot from the conversions, I thought he played a really good, deserves those 3 points. So 2 points, it's going to go to Jason Taumalolo. Reminded me back in the 2015 days with the minutes that he played tonight. So, mate, unbelievable the middles were. I felt like for the speed of that game, for them to hang in there and put those defensive efforts in towards the back end of the game, him and Coen Hess made a massive difference. And my number 1, just said it then, Coen Hess, I'm going to go to the middles tonight because, the effort that they put in with those rule changes, it's very hard to be able to shift that momentum, but I felt like every time those middles were on the field, they made a massive difference.
Well, I know you're still learning the gig, but I can hear that. What? A bloke gets 4 tries and doesn't get a point. But it's your discretion, Locky. So Will Warbrick.
100% Will Warbrick, sorry, mate.
Honourable mentions, but no, none of that stuff. You give the 3, 2 and 1. 3 to Clifford, 2 to Taumalolo, and 1 to Hess. So just a bit of other news of the evening, full-time now in the New South Wales Cup. It finished 26 apiece between the Panthers and the Eels, so a draw there in the New South Wales Cup. Last quarter in the AFL, North Melbourne 12-8-80 lead Essendon 6-15-51. And just before I go through the wrap-up of the other day, I know a lot of attention tonight on the Peter Norman Memorial 200 at the Morrie Plant Meet in Athletics with Gout running against Locky Kennedy. And as was the case, I was in Townsville for this exact night last year because I remember watching it. But Kennedy's beaten Gout again. So Locky Kennedy won the 200 and then he's backed up and won the 100. So Boy Wonder out of Ipswich as his colours lowered yet again by Lachlan Kennedy. Nina Kennedy, by the way, no relation, won the high jump, the pole vault there. So just getting a quick look at some of those results. But I know that Gout story, whenever he does anything, when he breathes oxygen, it seems to be a news story, doesn't it? Gout, but he got done tonight. Okay, a quick look at what we've got for you tomorrow on ABC Sport. Still no early afternoon game, and this is the last of the weekends before we get Sunday 2 o'clock footy, which is great. I hate waiting all the way until mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of doing the 6 o'clock game either. And I've got to do that tomorrow. Maybe that's a personal preference there as well. But we've got Canberra and Cronulla in Canberra tomorrow, as Andrew was just saying. So that's the first game, 4 o'clock local, 3 o'clock north of the Tweed. And then the evening game on the Gold Coast between the winless Titans and the winless Dragons. That'll be really interesting. So I'm heading back down to southeast Queensland to deliver that game to complete round 4. Lachlan, been a pleasure to share the microphone with you again. Thank you. What a game.
Thanks, mate. Awesome game. Good to be here. Great night for footy.
Laurie Spina, thank you. I got into those Fox producers for you, mate. Don't worry. You do a great job down there, Laurie. Thanks to Brendan on the faders here and to Renelle back in the studio. By the way, we'll continue our coverage of the Sheffield Shield tomorrow. Victoria within touching distance, you'd think. South Australia, second innings, 5 for 94. Their leader's only 31. So you can hear that on the ABC cricket button. That's the red ball on ABC Listen from early tomorrow before we get into the footy action. The field's been flooded with fans here. A chance to run on the hallowed turf, and they're a happy lot here. 20,931 to see it. Cowboys 28, Storm 24. Quentin Hull on behalf of the team saying enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Catch you tomorrow.
Now through hands Smith to Hunt. Gagai to Dom Young in open space. Over halfway he goes. Inside support, dummies. Takes on Tracy and goes the rest of the way himself. Dominic Young on a 65-70-metre run to score the first points of the game. Shannon Smith back to McEwen. Steamroll Tupanua, who'll play it 4 away from Canterbury's line. Off here it comes to Brazil, who burst through. He got the pass from Graham, and Tyson Brazil scores one of the easiest tries you'll see. Right-hand side of the post, and the Knights are in again. 15 out, 20 in eastern side this time. They do come open side left. Smith off to Fletcher Sharp with the burst, and now the finish from Lucas. Dylan Lucas makes it 3 Newcastle tries in the first half. The Bulldogs are stunned in their first home game for the new campaign. Feeds it back to Tracy. Oh, Dominic Young intercepts. 30 out. He's off for the races. Hayward won't catch him. No one will catch him. Dominic Young can go 60 or so more metres and plant the ball down to complete his hat-trick, and it might just complete the game for the Newcastle Knights.
He's dragged down only a metre out. He plays on the last to Kenny. Fires it left to Isaiah. Straight through to score between the sticks. That is Penrith all over. Try to Yo. 5 minutes 30 gone, and Penrith strikes first. 2 metres in Eels half. Last play Penrith. Kenny, short side right to Cleary. Who else to kick? A midfield bomb from 48 metres out. Isaiah Yongi. Up they go. Coming away with it to Locky. Over the 10th. Bye-bye. See ya. 16-0. They might get to 4,000. Dummy half.